Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Heavy Metal Music Theory. Today we're going to be discussing the song Holy Wars by Megadeth. Alright, now this song is loosely rooted in E minor, as with most metal. And I'm going to put the tab up on the screen. We're going to go through this slowly. We start off with that section, okay, the first 6 notes. And I'm not playing this accurately, I'm just going through the notes for a theoretical analysis here. This is not a performance video. So again, here we go. We have D, D sharp, E, and then we have A sharp, B. Now what's really cool about this pattern, 2 things. Number 1, it's chromatic. And number 2, it repeats the process down a 4th, okay? So we have the same 3 chromatic notes played, juxtaposition, another version of the same thing but a 4th away. All right, from there we're gonna go down chromatically the same 3 notes we went up, and then we're gonna do a 5 4 3. So now we're moving down another segment of chromaticism, and then it's gonna do the 5 3 and then the open E power chord. All right, so we've got the chromatics repeated down a 4th, reversed, and then continued another round of 3 chromatics, chromatically lower than the second 3, and then the 5 3 and then the open. All right, so basically what's going on here is that Dave Mustaine is using several concepts here. The first concept being chromaticism. All right, there's your chromaticism. Also using the concept of jumping intervals, right? So we're doing this, and then we're going down a 4th and repeating the same thing, reversing it, and then continuing down the chromatic scale, back, and then finally resolving to that E. So we're definitely in E minor, even though we're starting on that D that's kind of acting as like the leading tone into the E tonic, right? The next section pretty much does the same thing, but it's going to end on 6-2 or F sharp. So the first part ends on E, and then ends on F sharp. Now you're probably wondering, well, why would you do that? Well, number 1, if E is the root, F sharp is the 2nd of the scale, so it's the proper note to go to. Plus, it's only a whole step away. All right, and it gives the ear something to grab onto. The main theme being that chromatic passage resolving to the E. You wouldn't want to play that twice and resolve to E the second time. You want to resolve to a different chord. He chose the 2nd of the scale, gives it a slightly different feel. Really cool section. Next section I want to discuss is the part where he does the hammer from D to E with the open E's, and then he's doing the pull off from G to E with the open E's. All right, so you're dealing with, from the key of E minor, you're dealing with the 7 to the root, and then for the G, you're dealing with the 3 to the root, and of course you have the chugging pedal tone E's in between. Obviously, very simple, grounded in E minor, using 2 of the most important tones. They're actually the tones that make up the E minor triad, E minor 7 to be specific. So the E would be the root, the G would be the minor 3rd, the D would be the minor 7. The final section I wanted to look at. So Dave Mustaine does this really cool section where he employs the major 3rd interval as a power chord. Now most of the time, if you were going to do a power chord off G, you play G and D, and that would be your power chord, right? And that's typical for most metal. But he's doing this major 3rd interval power chord shape. And he moves it chromatically. And I forget the rhythm to this. You guys can listen to the song. But the section is on screen. You see the 3 and the 2, and the 2 and the 1. And so that is your major third power chord shape. And in my opinion, that's one of Dave Mustaine's greatest additions to metal music, is actually putting a major quality power chord into a minor heavy metal song. The intermingling of the major and the minor is a really cool thing, and I noticed that Dave Mustaine does that a lot, notably in the song Holy Wars. I think that's about it, guys. Covered 3 different sections of the song. Really cool song. If you haven't heard it and you like Megadeth, what the hell is wrong with you? And if you haven't heard it and you don't like Megadeth, what the hell is wrong with you? Go check it out. It's an amazing song. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.